So great. It's super exciting, Kyle. Thank you so much, man. Here's what the world doesn't know that's watching this video. All the conversations that we had prior to the video starting as a recording. And man, technology is amazing. I love an opportunity to be able to use and leverage technology. Challenge though, when technology doesn't work, it can be super frustrating. You guys are here watching this video. I've got Kyle with Scorpion. Kyle, how are you doing?
Doing great. Hey, Chris. Hey, Janet. Really happy to be here representing Scorpion. Thanks for having me.
Definitely good to have you in today. I know that we're talking digital marketing, and I want to make sure that everybody slows down for a minute. Digital marketing, I bet that people that are on the line right now watching this are like digital marketing. Chris, I can't swing a stick from my office without digital marketing companies contacting me, telling me about all the amazing things that they can do for us. And so today, Kyle, we're not going to necessarily just talk about what you can do for people at digital marketing, but more information about how I can set myself up for success as a contractor. Janet, thank you so much for organizing this meeting for us to be able to have this video, to be able to record, to send out to all of our amazing members, along with those who subscribe to our emails. Thank you so much for always continuing to engage in our content. Remember, our goal is to always be able to drive you valuable content. Kyle, really quick, let's peel the onion back. I want to go ahead and just drop the ball. Let's get started hot and heavy, both feet in. Question for you. There's a lot of things that are going on right now in the home services industry as it relates to digital marketing. I know that that can be very challenging with changes that arise. What would you say are the top, say, three most important things or aspects around the marketing strategy that a contractor would be thinking about or should be thinking about that's going to help set them up for success?
Yeah, love this question. There are a few things specifically that every owner needs to keep top of mind in terms of marketing. First of all, I would say diversify your efforts, right? Try many different channels. Don't put all of your eggs in one basket. Secondly, have very clear visibility into what's going on, right? Where is your revenue being spent? What channels are your leads coming from? Are they organic versus paid? What's going on with social, right? Have very clear visibility and tracking set up in your system. And then thirdly, I would say always be implementing new technology, right? The trap you don't want to fall into as a contractor is being overly reliant on one channel, right? If you're getting too much of your business through word of mouth and repeat, or if you have one paid advertising channel that's driving most of your net new business, that could spell problems if something changes, that the channel becomes less effective or new competition enters. So diversify, take a very close look at what's working so you know where to double down, maybe where to pull back, and then always be trying new things, always be testing and running new channels.
Interesting you bring this up, Kyle. I kind of refer to what you just said as contractors that are one hit wonders or one trick ponies, right? Meaning, I got this one thing and man, we're like lighting it on fire. I don't have to spend all my money anywhere else. I put all my eggs in one basket. I can say personally as an operator, one of the most powerful things I ever did is what Kyle said, which is diversify your dollars. When you diversify your marketing dollars, what that'll allow you to do is get a good sampling of what is working. And by the way, what worked 6 months ago, 6 years ago may not work today. I'll give you a great example. I don't even remember what year it was when QR codes came back, but they were this clunky thing that you had to have this app you had to download to scan a QR code. And I always said QR codes are one of those things that were way ahead of its time. And now today, look at where we're at. I mean, QR codes are everywhere, and now phone technology has caught up to making QR codes very relevant. You sit down at a restaurant now, you can order on the menu, or hell, if you want to, you can pay your check on the QR code on the check they bring out. Once again, showing that technology is always evolving. Can I blow you away, Kyle?
Yeah, yeah.
Service, service business. Number three lead source, Yellow Pages. This is, by the way, I sold my share in the business at the end of 2017, beginning of 2018. I'm not talking about 2005.
Yeah.
Why is that? Because the market that I'm in was an older population. It was demographics was a retired type of community. So guess who uses those avenues of marketing? Those people. So good point. And then creating that visibility. Let me shift gears now and ask this question for you, Kyle. What are some tools? Because I'm not a digital marketer. Let me first say that I'm not a digital marketer, and I don't claim to be a professional and the expert at it. That's why we have people like you around to be able to tell us the details of what's really going on. But one of the things I used to love is the reports and all the information that my digital marketing company would give me, and that's that visibility component. Hey, you're here, you're here. Why don't you do me a favor though? I know that there's got to be more tools today that contractors can implement and that will help them to provide more insights to kind of adapt and get the most out of their marketing. What are some of those tools that you might recommend today?
Yeah, absolutely. And Scorpion's been doing a lot in developing technology in this area, specifically around AI, to do exactly what we're talking about. Take the guesswork out of what's going on, know where to focus, and what to do. A couple of products that we've recently launched that have had a very large impact in this area. The first one I'll mention briefly is Leads AI, and that feeds into our other AI products. So recently we launched Leads AI, which essentially will record every single lead coming into the business, every phone call. So, if I have a water heater goes out and I call your plumbing business looking to get a repair done, that call is being analyzed, it's being scored. So as a business owner, you can see immediately what they were asking for, what channel it came from, whether it was organic or paid. And then everything is being reported down and tracked to that level. So that's what feeds into our other systems, like our advertising AI. Like we're talking about, we want to diversify our partners' budgets across many different channels and then double down on what's working. Another example, I like the example you shared about QR codes. One thing that I would commonly hear talking to contractors is different experiences with some paid channels, right? Like local services ads. Many of our contractors are seeing great success out of that. But when that was recently launched in 2015, it was too easy. It was like stealing from babies, right? I mean, you'd put $100 in there, you get 10 high quality leads, and half of them convert into business, where that's becoming much more challenging. So as we're introducing new paid channels and really analyzing, taking a much closer look, that's really helped us stretch our partners' paid advertising dollars farther. And then another thing that's very, very important is organic, right? What we want to make sure that none of our partners are doing is buying all of their leads, or again, over-indexing on the paid side of things, where your lead cost will be 10 times higher in often cases. So with our ranking AI, it's always been difficult for SEO to know what to do, right? Like what keywords should we be going after, but also what strategy should we be implementing to get onto page one for this keyword, right? So our ranking AI is taking the information from the leads that we're gathering and giving our team specific strategies to implement to increase ranking. So a lot of things taking out the guesswork. And then one just very recently as well that came about through our Service Titan partnership is direct marketing services. So now for our partners who are on Service Titan Marketing Pro, we can now fully manage their direct marketing services as well, like their direct mail. We segment their customer base and do very targeted email campaigns. Old school, but it's still a method that we need to maximize customer value by going after people that already know you and trust your business.
He said something there very valuable. Folks, I want you to hear out. He said old school. And here's what I've learned. I was talking to a president of a very large organization that is all three trades. And this is what he said to me. Chris, what I've learned in the business is when sales are off, margins are off, or profits are off, it's because we're not executing on the fundamentals. And I thought that to be very interesting because as operators and entrepreneurs are always looking for the next cool, shiniest thing, and you just simply connected the dot. It's really just do the fundamental stuff, right? The
Mhm.
challenge is if I've been in the industry for 20 years, I kind of feel like I'm doing the fundamentals already. But once again, take it from a very experienced operator. He said, when the number's wrong, something's wrong in the fundamentals. So thank you for that, Kyle. Kyle, digital marketing. I'm a contractor today, and I get 2 to 3 phone calls, emails, making all these promises about what somebody can do for my business and all of these things. And so now what's happening is it's a sea of sameness. Everybody's saying and doing the same thing. That leaves me, the contractor, at a loss. How do I know who's telling me the truth, and how do I know somebody that can't actually do, like, So I got to sort that out. So what do? The confused mind says no, no thanks. Kyle, why don't you help us sort that out today? Choosing the right marketing vendor partner, and I'm going to call that vendor partner. I do think it's important that people understand that when they hire vendors, they truly become partners of the business. It's a very big decision. I'll never forget when I decided to leave a digital marketing company and have them rebuild a website. And man, there for a little bit, I was wringing my hands trying to figure out, hey, are we going to lose leads? What's going to happen? What's the transition? It can be very scary. How can I, as a contractor, set myself up to get the most out of any marketing team that I'm going to work with? And better yet, how can I decide who a good partner would be?
Yeah, great question, because you're right. It can be scary, and the marketing partner can have a huge impact on your business. The technology that they're developing can make a big difference, or it can prevent you from scaling, right? So a few things that I would say are extremely important. Firstly is make sure you have an open door policy, right? Make sure it's a partner that you trust, that you can go to when things are going great, but also when things aren't going as great. Make sure that you have visibility into what's going on. You understand the tactics and strategies, and really also understand that it's not set it and forget it, right? If your marketing strategy is the same as it was 3 years ago, it's probably not nearly as effective as it could be. So look for a partner that's always bettering themselves, right? They're always looking for ways to improve what they're doing, so they can stretch your dollars farther. Because at the end of the day, you really need someone who's out there looking for new opportunities to grow your business, just like you are. You can't always be the one bringing new ideas to them, like, hey, let's try this channel, or hey, I've heard somebody else doing this. It should always be a collaboration and a team effort. And at the end of the day, your marketing company really should feel like an extension of your team. Same way you'd hop on the phone, call your GM, or call your lead installer if you've got questions. You should have your marketer on speed dial, and just get them on the horn anytime. So
Man, so many good things are coming to mind right now. We just recently sent out an email, and the title subject line was AI all up in my business. And so when we think about AI, a lot of times when things we don't understand, we tend to stay away from. And I don't understand it. I don't understand how a GPS works, but man, I can type in my GPS and it gets me there. I don't know how it works and how it does that. I understand conceptually GPS, but this is what came to my mind. I feel like AI for the service business is about to revolutionize. We've got early adopters, and AI is not new, by the way. It's not
mhm.
brand new. It's been around and it continues to evolve. But I thought of AI being such a disruptor to the service business, just like the iPhone was an interrupter to cell phone industry. When's the last time you heard somebody talk about using a Nextel? When's the last time you heard somebody talking about using a BlackBerry? And they literally just shut markets down. And so I would say this from my perspective, AI should be something that you embrace and understand, and you can decide where to use it and where not to use it versus totally resist it, right? So you were talking about all this AI technology. I heard somebody say it best like this, Kyle. AI allows humans to do what humans do best. That's what AI does. It does mundane tasks that are repetitive. It can find patterns and algorithms and things where the human brain would take forever to find. And so, Kyle, I'm super excited. Any further kind of thoughts around digital marketing? Anything you got, words of wisdom that you want to kind of drop bombs here before we get off here today?
Yeah, just to pick up on what you're saying, AI can give your business a huge advantage, right? If your competitors are using AI and you're not, likely they're just understanding their business more rapidly. They're understanding where they're deficient, where they need to make improvements. Just a quick example to share. We had one partner recently that reached out to us and said, "Hey, our Thumbtack campaign is garbage, right? We keep getting Thumbtack leads and they're bad." When we looked at the AI, we noticed that they were scored very high. They were 90 to 100 scored, which means they're calling for the right service. They're in your service area. So after digging into what was going on, we looked at their intake process for that channel specifically, made a few minor tweaks on how they were handling those leads, and made a huge difference on what they were converting through that specific channel, right? So it's not even always necessarily where to spend the money, but it's also noticing things like how are the calls being handled by the CSRs? What's your conversion rate per business unit, right? So just having all of those insights, it just empowers owners to make the best decisions and on how to grow their business. So.
So operational excellence becomes a multiplier or a divider of your marketing dollars. If you're super good operationally, your marketing dollars go further. If you're deficient, then it's going to look as though maybe marketing is not, quote, doing what it's supposed to do. And so I hear it all the time. I'd never forget, I'd have team members say things like, man, every time I get that kind of lead, it never sells. And I'm like, it's all a mindset until we break it down to analyzing. We were talking analyzing numbers. Think about people that run their business today off CRMs versus people that have no CRM. Think about the competitive advantage through the data points. I
Mm-hmm.
understand my true call conversion, my true close conversion in the field, my true average ticket, and all these metrics. Well, the same is true, whole set of metrics around digital marketing as well. Very, very powerful. Kyle, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate your time. Kyle, before we leave here today, I like to do this little segment where we're going to set you up and we're just going to ask you a few questions about you personally so that folks can get a little bit of insight to who Kyle is. Kyle, question for you. You're going to eat pizza. Does pineapple belong on pizza, yes or no?
Oh, I'd say yes. I think it's tasty. So,
All right, y'all heard it from Kyle. He said pineapple does go on pizza. Second question for you, Kyle. Is a flip-flop a shoe, yes or no?
oh, yeah, I'd say yes.
Okay, and
Yeah,
based on our previous conversation, that might be a common shoe you wear very soon, right? Very, very excited.
absolutely.
Question for you, Kyle. Let's talk about music for a second. Who's your favorite musician?
Living or dead, I would say Bob Marley. That's actually my answer. If I could meet one person that's passed on, I think it'd be so cool to have a conversation with them.
Interesting enough, Kyle, you're the second person that said that. That's super excited. I'm a big Marley fan. How music revolutionized an entire country. So this is it. This is the last question, Kyle. If your life was a movie and a documentary all about Kyle, and you could pick the leading actor to portray you in the movie, who would you pick?
Mm, wow. I would say I'd say Dan Hardy. He's a lot tougher and cooler than I am, but I aspire to be like him someday, you know.
Awesome. Cool. Kyle, thank you for playing along, man. I appreciate the opportunity. Janet, thank you so much, as always, heading up our Blue Collar Elite by Vendor partner program. And Kyle, thank you and your team for being one of our valued partners. As a member, don't forget, you want to know more about your vendor partner program. Don't forget to check it out inside of the Blue Collar Vault under the Elite by Section tab. For those that are watching that are not members, if you're interested in learning more about Scorpion, why don't you do me a favor, Kyle? Tell our audience how they can learn more about Scorpion.
Yeah, reach out to myself. Many of you know Jaden Larson as well. He's the other Scorpion that's attending the blue collar events. So we're here to run demos or answer any questions that any of you have. So definitely reach out.
Perfect. For those that are also wanting more information about Blue Collar, who we are, what we do, you can always check us out as our website, www.thebluecollarsuccessgroup.com. We'll look forward to seeing you guys again where we get opportunity to interview more vendors. Thank you so much, Kyle. Thank you, Janet, for being in here.
Thanks. All right.
Thank you.
Hey, I just want to say a big thank you and a shout out for watching this video and subscribing and investing in yourself by taking the opportunity to get more information. Do us a favor, if you like the video, just tap that like button. But if you love the video, smash that button and tell us in the comments. Remember, you're either learning or you're winning.